Lonnie's Furniture Company bringing you the show this hour. If you're thinking about doing any furniture shopping, I passed their exit today, and I got to thinking about the drive. I had to go kind of to North Alabama this morning and come back and pass the exit. Wanted to pull over and say hey to everybody, but I was smoking trying to get in here around some traffic jams and whatnot up around Coleman this morning. But I'm telling you, it is a drive for some of you. I'm just telling you. Some people will do commercials and say, drive a little and save a lot. I'm not even going to pull that job. If you live in Tuscaloosa, if you live down in Prattville, that is a haul. But what you're going to find on the other end of that drive is a lot of selection. And in my mind, it's a lot more efficient than, say, if you're just shopping around Birmingham. Some people think they got to drive to Atlanta to get deals and selection. They've got as much or more selection as almost any store in the Southeast because the store is just large. It's almost a full acre under one roof, and they don't stock their store with cheap furniture. It's all quality, beautiful stuff, the latest styles. They've been so good at buying from the manufacturers. They've had relationships that go back almost 93 years with some of the same manufacturers. When you've been doing it that way in partnership for a long time, you can buy furniture at great prices from the furniture markets, get it back here to Alabama, stage it beautifully. That's really Reggie's talent, is making that store look great and you can navigate it so easily. And then when you just walk in, you just feel the quality when you walk in. And it's everything for the home. It's odds and ends, whole living room groups, build your own furniture. I'm not saying go in there with a hammer and go to work. I'm saying design it, have them order it. It'll be exactly what you've always wanted. They've got several ways to do that at Lonnie's. And they'll bring it all the way to you, custom delivery. The best people in the business, too, that love what they do. When you've got employees that are just part of the family and been around that store for decades, they know how to help you. They've seen it all. They'll help you get it figured out. It is LaniusFurnitureCompany.com, L-A-U-N-I-U-S, LaniusFurnitureCompany.com. All right, let me go back to the top. We'll deal with the big stories first. I think for the late crowd, we need another recap. But so we'll start with the Iran war. The biggest thing this afternoon has been the president putting out a statement that we're pausing any attacks through the air, any bombing of electrical infrastructure in Iran for 10 more days. We did a 5-day pause, which was about to run out, and then he extended that to 10 days. In the Trump style, that means there's been some give and take. We're not privy to what it is. And honestly, we don't need to be. These are high stakes, sensitive talks to get whatever's left of the Iranian government to just give it up, and we can move on in peace. And Trump's in a powerful position to do so. In fact, the Iranians have no cards to play. The only thing they've got left is the threat that they could take away the Strait of Hormuz. And right now, the threat alone, as we've talked about quite a bit on the show this evening, the threat alone is there, and that's what's keeping the ships out. But that threat will soon be removed once all of the infrastructure gets in there to slowly remove it and reduce their capacity. Every day that goes by, every patrol boat that's shot, every mine that's found, they've lost more capacity. I don't even think they can deploy anything else in the region right now and supplement what they're doing. What's in the water or around that strait right now is what was put there in the early days of this, or even years ago. The Iranians have always had a plan to threaten the world with the strait. And so that's getting worked on. But that seemed to be an optimistic sign. I ran over and checked the aftermarket in oil to see what it was doing. It dropped like a rock as soon as that was announced. Then it started creeping back. These traders that are trying to trade on headlines I think what they're doing is trying to time the bottom. And they want to get back in or get back out, depending on what they're buying, whether it's equities or commodities. And I don't think it's institutional. I think it's a lot of emotional trading that's going on. And it depends on the source of the headline, because you've got people in the media telling two different stories about what's going on. But either way, it's been Trump all day today in all of these negotiations. Now let's go to the shutdown, and that continues to be a thing. The shutdown and the SAVE Act, those are kind of in two parallel tracks in the United States Senate. Embarrassingly, we are facing the prospect, and I haven't seen any updates this afternoon. We are facing the prospect that these United States senators are going to recess for 2 weeks while these federal workers are not getting paid by the ones that are doing dangerous, necessary jobs. Come on, man. This ain't the Department of Education. This is Homeland Security, which, by the way, has been completely closed. That would have been a massive story in any other period of history, that Trump's team was able to shut that beast of the Department of Education down, and it just whimpered away. They transferred the student loan program over to Treasury. It's gone. That's a good thing for students in this country. But back to the focus. Homeland Security still shut down. Airport lines still frustrating people. It's gotten a little better. And when you watch some of the news anchors try to cover it and go stand in line with people and whatnot, it's funny. The reactions are not as heated as you would think, because I think people are now, after weeks of this, they're going to the airport knowing what to expect, so it's not a shock. If you've ever rolled up in an airport and maybe got a little cocky thinking the line wasn't going to be bad, and then it is, and that's panic time. And that's happened to me a couple of times. I think the last time, you remember times where that's happened to you, AJ? I rolled up when I was on that RV trip a couple summers ago. I had to stop the motorhome trip out west and get on a plane in Kansas and go to Boston to see my son graduate from a ceremony, and then go right back to Kansas and get back in the motorcade.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had to book some flights real quick, and I'd never been to that airport. We went rolling up in there at like 5 a.m. I thought, this is going to be no big deal. What I didn't know was they had just opened this airport. It was a new airport, and they didn't have their game down yet. And there was a 2-hour security line.
Yeah.
And we budgeted for about an hour and a half, because that's what it usually is in Birmingham. Didn't look like a big airport. Dude. I got that little fast pass thing. Does not help in that situation, because that line's too big too.
Yeah.
So that taught me a lesson. And so you do have to plan ahead, but I think people did that. You know, one guy today I heard said he packed some peanut butter sandwiches and something to eat and drink. And that makes sense, man. Just be prepared. Folks are holding each other's places and helping each other out. ICE, wherever ICE has shown up, it's just a supplemental force. They're doing a lot of goodwill right now with some people helping them out. So at some point, though, you got to pay these folks. This is now their third paycheck. How many of y'all could skip 3 paychecks? And these are folks that aren't being paid like those senators getting paid. And these jackasses are talking about going home for 2 weeks in the face of this. It'd be the most tone-deaf thing I'd ever seen. The thing is, if either chamber does it, it nullifies the negotiations, and it puts things off. So the House and the Senate have to hang around. Now, I've given credit to Katie Britt today, and some people almost wrecked the car, but credit is due where it's due. I don't dislike Katie Britt. I don't like the way she got elected, and I'm counting on her to maybe do some things that impress me. This was good. She got out in front of the effort to call on her fellow senators to stay in town and keep fighting and not go home. Now, maybe that's the general consensus. She's gotten out in front of it, and I guess good for her. But they need to stay there. I mean, just even if nothing happens for 2 weeks, we're used to theater from these people anyway. They got to pretend they're doing something. They got to at least stay in town. I'm telling you, there will be pitchforks and torches outside the Capitol if they go home for 2 weeks after all that's going on for these people. Folks are trying to do fundraisers for them. I mean, you get horror stories from folks that are just out of money. And the thing is, I wish the president had the authority. I was trying to think through some solutions or ways to help. I heard a news anchor today say, take one of those bins we put our shoes in and put it out like a donation bucket. Well, then, how are you going to divvy that up? I don't know how you would do any of that. I don't know how you do a GoFundMe. And eventually they will get the back pay. And I hope they get bonus pay. Because not only are they, let me just talk about the airport for a minute, because this is way bigger than just the TSA. Not only are they not getting a paycheck, their job is 100 times harder because of the chaos that's created. And think about it. You're in their job. And I know if you've been through TSA, this is not rocket science, what they do. And they're not hiring rocket surgeons. Let's just be real. But these are people that are trying to do an honest day's work. They're dealing with the public as it is, which the public's rude. I think it comes from some of them are rude back, but there's a double-edged street. That's a two-way street. And but their job is so much harder, and if they make a mistake, something dangerous gets through the system. If there's ever been a time a terrorist or somebody up to trouble wanted to bum rush our system, it'd be because of this chaos created by these Democrats that you cannot even find 8 out of their entire caucus. Republicans have voted, and I get on their case too because they're the ones that would decide to go home. But they voted almost every time a funding bill comes up, it's 53 to just continue the funding, keep going with what was there. The Democrats are leveraging the pain. I think they just know their constituents are too dumb to know who's really responsible. So everybody gets the blame in their world. So they're going to keep doing it. There's no penalty for them right now. And they're operating on a theory that they did in Trump's first term that any chaos reflects on the president. And polling does show that. Over the years, we have this right track, wrong track question that we've asked for decades in polling. And anytime you've got stuff like this going on, the public generally feels like things are off. And the right track, wrong track polling will always point negatively at a president when people are miserable, whether the president can do anything about it or not. So they're just throwing dust in the air while they're out of power and being obstructionists and general a-holes. And you can't even find 8 of them to break with their party to get this resolved. You almost had one last week when that murder happened, when that terror attack happened in Michigan. What's her name? Slotkin? That little tub of goo. She's a former CIA person. So she comes out. All of a sudden, she was about to opening back up and securing the country because they'd had a terror attack. And then she got quiet again. Somebody snapped her back in place. I don't know. So anyway, that's an update on the shutdown. I don't think there's been much progress today. I thought the deadline of them not to get to go on their Easter vacation would be enough. Usually you got to get personal with them. You got to take away their toys, and then they get serious. But that may not work. And Thune is acting like they may just go ahead and go on recess. That a national outrage. SAVE Act, I still think it's dead. It's dead. It's dead. It's not going to pass. They've shown me no life today that it would pass. I will say this, though. If you're going to do something, if you're going to get a character like Thune, a scarecrow like him, to cave in on the tradition of the filibuster and then, quote, nuke the filibuster. If you're going to get a guy like him to do it, you need a crisis. The Democrats unwittingly may be handing a crisis to Team Trump with this government employee and this airport situation to where Thune finally caves and gets rid of the filibuster and lowers the standard for both these bills, for both the funding bill and the SAVE Act, and blame the crisis. Call it an emergency. He needs some cover from his establishment patriarchs to be able to break the filibuster, and he's trying to find a way to do it. Right now, he doesn't have the courage to do it, but somebody's got to motivate the guy. I still don't see him doing it. All right, what else can I do? 545-9950 if y'all want to get in on the show. Call, and we will put you on the radio. Let's talk about Alabama Gold Refinery. Man, what a resource for people that need to buy, sell, or trade. While I'm talking, I do this every day. I'll pull it up while I'm talking. I'm interested in the spot price because it kind of goes up and down. Steve and them are there for people that are buying and holding, or people that are selling. You see a dip and you want to buy. It's a good time. I still think it's a good time to buy. You can talk to him about it. Yeah, gold's down 44 or down 244. It was up actually 0.12 today. It's going to find a bottom, and there's some good buying opportunities because we've seen how high it goes, and I think that's where it wants to be. There's upward pressure. But talk to Steve about it. He'll be straight with you. So whether you're buying or selling or timing it or just collecting or whatever you're doing, even trading, say you got some scrap but you'd like to have it in the same weight in a coin, he'll do that for you. He'll do all that. All the metals too, silver, platinum, gold, all these things. Safe location, downtown Homewood, centrally located, all the safety you need to get in and out, right across from I call it the Big Regions Tower. It's kind of the tallest building in Homewood. Y'all, on 29th, by the way, in the original Zoe's location. Some of you know that spot. It's Alabama Gold Refinery, AGR, alabamagoldrefinery.com. All right, it's 5:23. Here we go. Danny Knowles is with the Knowles Group. Y'all go see him, and I'll be doing my show from over there next week at their new office. They're having a grand opening. They in the same building, but they moved, I think, to a different floor. Be good to see my old friends there. Look, in times like these, and I've said it for a couple weeks now, you need a professional advisor so you don't lose it. Because you'll make a mistake. People get emotional. They'll see a dip. They start wanting to pull. That's the wrong time to pull. You stay with it, play the averages, do what you do, and the market generally corrects. Danny knows more about this than me. Don't be taking financial advice from me. Take personal advice from me. He's a lifelong friend, and I'm making an introduction to a guy I know will just tell you exactly what he believes you need to hear about your situation, your timeline, your money amounts, your discipline, your schedule of contribution, what you need to do to get it right. There are people coming some people are starting over or starting out. You're on one end. There are people on the other end. You're retired. You've gotten control of your funds now. You need a better manager and you need a better return. Let them help. The Knowles Group, Knowles, they'll sit down with you in person and get it worked out. The KnowlesGroup.com. Let's go to Earl in Talladega. We'll do some more calls this afternoon. Earl, what's up, buddy?
Not much. I was thinking, since our Congress is so lame, maybe you ought to start a drive to collect crutches and walkers, and when you get a bundle of them, send them up there.
You think they all need crutches and walkers? I mean, they're having to wheel Mitch McConnell around like he's a weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, well, that's about, I think it's more than him.
Oh, and some of them are, metaphorically lame as well. I know what you're saying, but they're not. And I hate the broad brush because I do know good, sincere people among the group. I mean, sincere people. But
Yeah.
Years ago, I heard Fred Thompson. Y'all knew him from, I don't know, Hunt for Red October and Law and Order and all that. But he was a senator from Tennessee for a while, and that's when I met him. And he was giving a little talk one day, and he goes, so many people up here come up here to do something, and they stay here to be something. In other words, they get sold out, and they want the status, and they get wooed by it and seduced by it, and they change. And I've seen close friends of mine, people that I invested in and worked for, they morph too into something I don't recognize, and it's disappointing.
Yeah. I mean, we elect them to go up there and be our spokesperson, but some of them get up there and all they want to do is stay. Their priority instead of doing their job is getting reelected.
Yeah, no doubt. That's 100% the best way to put it. Their job is to look out for themselves and keep the job. The job is to keep the job. How about that? What if that was your job?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've earned a paycheck more than once in my life, and either you get it done or you get replaced.
Yeah. Well, there's no performance standard. And here's the thing. We're at fault here, Earl, because we never think it's our guy. And that's the only person we get to vote for. I mean, we can bitch about Maxine Waters. We don't have any say over her. We got 2 senators and 1 representative. That's all we get. And if you're happy with that, you're happy with that. But you go district to district, and people back where they are they think it's the rest of them. But it's the not my guy syndrome. It's not my guy. My guy's all right.
Well, I mean, I didn't have a whole lot for Katie Britt when she first went up there because of who she'd worked with in the past.
Yep.
But she's grown out of that shadow. She's shown to be that she's got her big girl panties.
I hope so. I really do. I'm trying to be optimistic about it. It was a bastardized process. That she was on a roll with me until she did this, jumped in there and endorsed Cornyn, and that's the most insider thing in the world. She's going to regret that because he's way behind. But man, endorsements, who cares? The truth is, Earl, in the Senate, most of the senators from Alabama, and I'm trying to be fair here, even the ones that are running right now, they're all going to vote the same way. They're going to vote the exact same way. The difference is the force of will they have over their fellow senators. Are they influential on the senators around them? Because Alabama, it's a pretty decided state on a lot of issues, and you just can't get too out of phase with that. So even if Katie hadn't won, and I don't know, say Mo Brooks won, he'd be casting the exact same votes. It'd be approaching it differently, but are we electing a personality or are we electing votes? And that's what we have to decide, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, bottom line is, if they want to say one thing and do another, there's not a darn thing you can do about it to the next election.
And for senators, it's 6 years. Earl, good call, man. I appreciate you from over in Talladega. Alabama Bass bringing you the show tonight, too. AlabamaBass.com. Look, if you're living alone or you're aging in place or your mama is or your daddy is, and families go through this, and you want to secure that home so that they can keep their independence, y'all go reach out to Alabama Bass. They simply have the best products in the industry. It's a locally owned business that's been around for more than 40 years, and they're going to out hustle their competition. They will not pressure you. Their prices are better. Their product is better. It's a 2-day install, and they can change your whole situation. Get rid of that old nasty tub, get you a beautiful glass walk-in shower set up, and get your independence and freedom back and age gracefully in your own home with your own memories. It's alabamabass.com. You can go see them in Pelham, or they'll come to you. alabamabass.com. Back here in just a minute. Leland Live. All right, it's 5:35. Let's do this thing. Thomas is over here at Stockton Mortgage, ready to update you on what we got going on over there today. Thomas, what's happening, my friend?
Hey, man, how are you doing this evening?
Doing quite well.
Hey, we had another great day, man. We are super busy. And, hey, we did take an afternoon and we went over to Birmingham Association of Realtors and taught a class to a great group of realtors this afternoon, talking to them about the benefits and all about the renovation loans and how to do, one of the things we read an article today on that, did you know in just 10 years, the age of homes in America have gone from the average age of homes in America, the percentage of 30-year-old homes went from on the market, went from 30% to 47%. So homes that are 30 years old or older went from in 10 years, 10 years ago, they were only 30% of the market, and now they're 47% of the market. So what that tells us is, you got a lot of older homes on the market. There's not a lot of new homes that are replacing the older homes, which is good. What that means is that, there's going to be the need for people who are going to want to buy those homes, and then they're going to need to renovate those. So we have a product available, and that's what we were teaching the class on, where to buy those homes and do a renovation zone. I guess that's why there's, 15 different, buy the things on the renovating homes on TV. And so that's the products that we have. We have those ability where you can buy the home, do a complete renovation, and close in one time. Just close, buy the house, do the renovations after. We give you the money for the total renovation, and you just close one time. So that's what we did to talk about today. And you can make your home that you want to buy. You buy that ugly house. You buy the ugly house in the best neighborhood, and you turn it into the house that you want, into your dream home. So, man, we have great products available, and we're sitting here ready to help and answer questions. So give us a call, 205-859-8859, or savewithstockton.com.
Thomas, that's all good word, man. Y'all take a chance and make that investment and let these guys help you figure that whole value out. It is savewithstockton.com. We'll check with you tomorrow,
Yes,
Thomas.
Sir.
All right, buddy.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Man, I'm trying to make sure I haven't missed anything. I always get to that point in the show where it's not leftovers. We're still in the middle of a live show, but I'm trying to make sure I didn't skip over anything. Every day I will start a list, and then inevitably we'll get news headlines like Trump. Trump usually comes rolling up in here with something and will send us in a different direction, but that is exactly how we have planned this show. I'm going through. Let me ask you, let me talk one more time about this Olympic thing. I didn't get too much into it when we got onto it a little while ago, but the Olympics today came out with and this would not have happened 5 or 6 years ago. The world had gone into this sort of trance that we had to accept the implausible and the absurdity of the transgender thing. And the Olympics came out today and said, nope, we're not letting men be on the women's teams. And if you identify as anything, if you're anything but a biological woman, you're not going to compete on that level. And they explain why. They said, the science backs it up. The world has always known that. It's gender and that kind of the competitive levels between those body types is not a choice. It's science. It's biology. It's a fact. It's always been a fact. And finally, some sanity. They just get past political correctness. Now, apparently, this applies to the 28 games. Which one would those be? The summer games? Are they in 28? Is that the one that's in
Yes.
In L.A.? Aren't they in L.A.?
I
forget.
think so.
I know we get the World Cup this year, and then 2 years from now, again, the presidential years and the Olympic years always coincide. So good. I mean, we don't have to sweat this issue. There's another. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I don't know if this will translate on the air. Y'all will probably see it if you're active online to any degree. There's a transgender attorney in a courtroom. Have you seen this meltdown? Dude is it's a woman dressed as a man in a suit and representing some silly case. It may be a custody case or something like that. And I believe it's in the state of Oklahoma because I kept seeing it pop up and then I finally bid on it and actually watched it. But she has a meltdown with this judge and just interrupts the judge, argues with the judge, and they're up there around the bench, and they have to call the bailiffs in to get the situation under control. And the only thing I could think watching that video, I don't see the clip. I thought I saved it. I don't know. Again, you could hear it and it'd just be irritating because it's a bunch of yelling and screaming. So eventually she gets arrested by the bailiffs. All these judges can push a button and have a bailiff come right to the bench. It's part of the security of a courtroom. And they struggled to get this dude wrestled around. And before she even went down, she started screaming, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe. What are you doing to me?" And I thought to myself, why? You're supposed to represent your client in court. I know you got issues. At one point, she pulls out the transgender card. It's like, "You just don't like me because I'm a transgender attorney in Oklahoma." She was in there to pick a fight with that judge. I don't know if she even had a point or what led up to this yelling and screaming. There were references to past behavior by this character, but it was an embarrassment to the bar, to the transgender issue. And the tip for the day, if I had to come up with one, is don't hire somebody with mental illness to represent you in a court of law, especially if you ain't going to be there.
I mean, look, you can look at your attorney and you'd be like, "Damn, I'm about to go to jail."
Yes, exactly.
Like,
It's like, oh man, I thought Johnny Cochran was going to come in here. Where is Matlock?
Man, you and I are
tranny.
gonna be in the same jail cell, man. Like, I did not. Yeah, when I saw you walking in that door, yeah, I knew I was in trouble.
Yeah, say you're in a jail cell and your attorney's all over in the courtroom fighting for you, and they come back. No, a bailiff comes back and says your attorney's been arrested. There's good news and bad news.
Right. No, you go back there, right? You're in your jail cell, right? And you're thinking that you're an attorney, and then all of a sudden you see your attorney walking towards you. You're like, "Oh, good, he's about to tell me something." And then the jailer just opened up the jail cell and said, "All right, go ahead and sit down. We're gonna rein you up and because you got held up in contempt of court." So
It was a scene though. If y'all come across it, it's kind of an overhead shot, and this dude is just arguing with this judge. I don't know how this judge put up with it as long as she did. The judge seemed a little intimidated. This person was mental. You know, how, like when people get pulled over by the cops, and all they got to do is take the ticket and drive off.
yeah.
But they got to create this manic, active defiance and start doing things like, "You're not allowed to put your hands on me." I'm like, dude, yeah, they are. Anyway, all right, let's talk about Tapco real quick. It's our newest sponsor, and I'm excited about it because honestly, every single one of us, if you have a vehicle, you need a good mechanic in your life. And nowadays, and it's just true, we've talked about this on the show already today. Cars aren't the cars we grew up with. It's not just about being a, quote, mechanic. It's about knowing the computers and all the sensors and the things that really run that automobile. They're rolling computers nowadays with tires. And so Tapco is a high-end, they started as a high-performance shop, but realized that they wanted to broaden out their services. So now they are, once you build a relationship with Michael and the team downtown, they'll handle all of your stuff. If you just want to bring it in for routine service, they got you. If you got a strange knocking sound, they'll diagnose it. They got special equipment. It's like a stethoscope where they can just listen to the heartbeat of your car and figure out where the sounds are coming from. That can drive people crazy. It's a fact. Mechanics in Birmingham, this is where they take their problem cars that they're having trouble figuring out because these guys are sleuths. They take a lot of pride in doing things right. Safety is their biggest priority. If they're looking at your car and they see something else that's a safety hazard, they're going to make sure you're aware of that. They do diagnostics. And here's the thing. They'll charge you, for a few minutes, they'll take a quick look at it because Michael diagnosed my truck in like 30 seconds after I told him what the problem was, and he was dead on. I told y'all that story last week. I went and found a YouTube expert to understand the problem, and guess where the YouTube expert took his car? In the YouTube video I'm watching. Took it to Tapco. He goes, "I'm going to take my car to my buddy Michael." I went, "What?" To Tapco. I was like, "That's where I'm going." So they're going to fix that issue with my truck in the coming day. It's a long story. But anyway, they're good. They're real good. They do fleet vehicles for the state of Alabama. A lot of businesses will use them for that too. if you're managing a business and you got a fleet of vans or a fleet of cars, man, you're taking away from your time focused on the business, trying to manage that. Just make them your fleet manager, and they'll keep everything serviced and up to speed. When you meet him, you're going to like Michael, and you're going to trust him. Oh, here's the thing about the thing. At some point, they'll charge you a flat diagnostic fee to dig into something. Depends on how complex it is. And that's more honest to me than people that say free estimates, because they'll suck you in. Some shops will suck you into something you didn't need to pay for. And Michael's just not going to do that. He'll charge you for their time, give you a true diagnosis, and truly fix the problem and get you on your way. Tapco, they're downtown Birmingham on 6th Avenue South, very near our friends at Birmingham Broker and over right by Iron City. Y'all go and see them. It's Tapco Birmingham, downtown Birmingham. Let me get Greg in here real quick, and then I know we got to get this break and get on down the road. Greg, what's up, bud?
Yeah, all right. Do you remember a few years ago, an attorney down in Baldwin County, one of the guys that would put a billboard up, his specialty was DUIs. When you were talking about this in that courtroom,
Yeah.
This guy gets arrested for DUI. No, seriously, he doesn't. He goes to the courthouse and he's representing somebody on a DUI charge. He sits, you can just see it. You're chicken-eyed. You're like, man, I am in trouble, DUI, but I got this specialist on the case. He leans over to you. I got this. Dude is drunk as Cooter Brown, gets called up before the judge, and you can just imagine it. He gets arrested on the spot.
Oh, God.
And but could you imagine the poor guy that hired him? But I could just see it. I got this. Don't worry about it. I'll do this all the time. And he is drunk. I just think that is just a perfect representation of the lawyerly class. And I'll leave it at that.
Good story, Greg. Yeah, there's the first thing you lose when you get hammered is your judgment, and you grow in confidence. And I could see how you think he had it.
Mm-hmm.
I got this, man. I saw another court thing today. I wish I should have saved all this. It seemed trivial, and I didn't think I'd have time in the show. And here I have time. I'll try to describe it. AJ, I've seen this before. A judge will do a telecase where somebody's up for, I don't know. There was a guy a while back. He was up for DUI, and he had a hearing, but they let you do it by FaceTime instead of coming to the court. The guy called in driving his car for a DUI case where he had been accused of DUI.
Yeah.
And the judge's like, "Are you driving right now?"
Yeah, and the dude's just like, "Oh, yeah.
He's like, "Oh,
I'm
I
about to park
forgot."
right now."
He ain't supposed to be driving. He got a DUI. Same thing today. This is like an uppity white woman.
Mm-hmm.
Just one of those liberal, you can just feel it on her. And gosh, I wish I'd saved this. This is so rich. This judge, it's the same thing. He goes, "Where are you right now?" She goes, "I'm in a car." And you can see her with the seatbelt. You can see her arms moving where she's driving. He goes, "You're not supposed to be driving. Are you driving that car?" She goes, "No, I am not. I am a passenger in this vehicle." She's on the other side.
Yeah.
What are we in England?
Right.
And then he tells her, he goes, "Well, you're going to have to pull over." You can see her hit the blinker and turn. And the judge is looking at his camera going, "Your seatbelt's coming from you're driving that car." She goes, "No, Judge, I am not driving the car." Like, she gets just uppity about it. And the judge is like, "Well, show me the driver then right now. Show me the driver." And then she just panics and pulls over and just gets out of the car and hyperventilates and comes back to the car. It's the funniest thing you've ever seen. How stupid do they think people are?
I think people think that people were born last night. Like, I don't think they really think this through.
In the 90s and maybe the late 80s, we would have called that cold busted.
Yeah. Yeah.
That judge just called her out. It's rich. Again, it's radio, and not being able to see their facial expressions kind of takes away from it anyway. All right, 10 minutes to go. We'll do a quick break. We'll come back and wrap things up. Y'all hang on. All right, it's 5:54. Leland Love. Here we go. Douglas Cooling and Heating. I should call Jay Douglas and ask him what he thought about Jimmy Kimmel's comments, because I guarantee you, Jimmy Kimmel tried to insult Mark Wayne Mullen and say, "We got a plumber," because Douglas offers plumbing. Here's the point: I know plumbers that are funnier than Jimmy Kimmel for sure. Jimmy Kimmel wouldn't have the intelligence to be a plumber, but I know plenty of plumbers that could do his job. I'm just saying. Douglas, I don't talk about it enough. They do have a plumbing division that is outstanding, and they'll come over and help you with all kinds of stuff. They helped me with a water line leak a few years ago. I suddenly got a $3,000 bill or something like that. It was crazy. And I had an underground leak, and they were able to help me find it fast and get it patched up. Finding it took shorter than even I'd have been digging all over the place trying to find that thing. It was amazing. Day to day, though, and as we get into the heating part of the year and running our air conditioners, it's all about the AC. And if you haven't done your tune-up cleanup for spring, I'm telling you, get on that. You'll thank yourself later because your system will run better. You'll sleep better at night. Your bills are more steady or go down. If you've got an inefficient, dirty system, it's going to drive your power bill through the roof, and none of us want to deal with that right now. So be smart. Get that done. Get on their program, and they'll come out twice a year and put you on the schedule and just take care of that. It is calldouglas.com. If you want to get them out to your house, license number 2017181, calldouglas.com. All right, so one of our listeners, actually several of our listeners, sent me that lady with the where she was phoning into the court. Just try to imagine it. There's a 2-panel shot. The judge is in one frame, staring at the camera. This woman is driving her car, pretending she is not driving her car.
You cannot be driving, ma'am. What are you doing? Come on.
I'm not driving. I'm a passenger in a car.
You're still not. I'm not hearing cases with people driving or as passengers in cars.
Okay, I will pull over right
Short
now.
of us coming out to everybody's house and doing these on boats and stuff in the summer, I don't know.
I'm sorry, I have an emergency. I'm going out of town for a family member, but I will have my driver pull over. Hang on 1 second. I'm sorry. I didn't know that I wasn't allowed to be in a car, but hang on 1 second.
This is when she.
Am I
hits the
crazy,
wall.
or does it not look like you're driving that car?
I'm not driving the car. I'm a passenger in the car, sir.
She's totally lying, AJ.
What side
You
of the
can see her
car are you
looking at
on?
the road.
I'm
Yeah.
on the left-hand
You
side.
hear the blinker going.
How would you be on the left-hand side if you're a passenger in the front seat? Am I missing something?
Right-hand side. I'm sorry. I've been sitting in a room. I didn't know.
Everybody's like checking it out, going,
Yeah, the
she's totally
seatbelt's
driving
coming
the
off of the driver's side.
car. This is so funny.
Right? Now you're lying to me, right?
No, I'm not, sir.
Listen to her attitude.
She's literally put
Let
the
me
car
see
in
the
park right
driver.
now.
Yeah. You can see her put it in park so she can get out.
Let me see the driver.
Now she's looking
Hang
up,
on 1 second.
trying to figure
I
out how
have
to
to
figure
ask
this out.
I have to ask their permission.
Oh,
Now.
cool. Listen to this woman.
Oh my God.
So she's getting out of the car.
Yeah, she knows she's busted.
Yeah.
Was she going to go around to the other
Oh,
side?
you're
get the-
not in the you weren't
Yeah.
in the driver's side. You think I'm that stupid? I'm going to go ahead and enter a default judgment. Our paperwork says that they can't drive. Does it not, Jennifer?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I took a breath in and started choking. Well, I missed what
Does
you
our
said.
paperwork not tell people that they can't be in a car?
I don't know, Your Honor. I'd have to look at it
The
again. I haven't
paperwork
looked
that
at it
I'm
in a while.
looking at, it does not say that I cannot be in a car.
I'm entering a default judgment. You lied to me. Judgment 1921-85. Send me your counsel and put in there defendant was not available at the time and then was driving a car and telling the court she was not. I'm entering a default judgment. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron.
I never did pick up on what the
Signed
case
in at
was.
1:30, sir.
I
know.
don't know, but that is hilarious because I mean,
How stupid are
you're
people?
on video.
Yes.
You're on video.
But I think people during COVID got so used to saying, sure, I'm at work.
Right.
And then they quit turning their cameras on and they were down at the beach. People were getting busted. People be doing these work from home things during Zoom and some naked person will walk in the background.
Yeah. I mean, but when you're dealing with court, you can't. Your camera has to be on. Like you can't put it on like a saver or anything like that. They need to see you. And why are you? You should have known.
it's so stupid.
You should have known that.
And the best part for me is the attitude, the certainty, the audacity.
I am not driving, sir.
Yes, I am driving, sir. we see the driver. I don't have his permission to put him on camera. That was quick. I got to hand it to her, but that didn't work.
She was trying to stall. She was trying to come up with a stall tactic. I would have got like a homeless person. Hey, come here. Hey, come here.
Just turn the camera off real quick and go recruit somebody.
Right.
Turn it back. Sorry, I lost my signal. And everybody does that, right? Sir, I can't hear you.
That's what I would have done. I'm like, and I would have just froze.
Yeah. And you get out of the car and start talking to him outside the car. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right, stay tuned for Break. Coming up next. Goodbye, AJ.